Good day, legends. TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL International live stream reaction here. Today, you are joining me for PNG versus Fiji here. Always a fun matchup. We've had a couple very notable streams on the channel in the past with this one here. Honestly, though, I'm just hoping for a good game between these two teams. Both teams actually coming off a 40-point demolition where they smashed Cook Islands. Pretty funny coincidence there between them, though. To be fair, I'm pretty sure Cook Islands did score slightly more versus PNG, 28-40. Still, though, that lead's pretty dang good. Obviously, a bit more live than usual, a bit quicker. Usually, we go live about 5 minutes before Legends, but you know what? I thought, why not? Let's get that early crow into it, eh? Make sure you hit that like button, share around, and enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment. We read every single one on the channel here today. And when we hit the 10-minute deadline, we will obviously go on with the lineups here. Some notable names for it. Cannot wait to get on with that legends here on the channel here between PNG and Fiji. Hello to Jason Reader in the chat. Evening, legends. Evening, Jason. Good to have you here on the channel, man. I hope you're doing amazing. And shout out to everybody who's voted so far on the poll. 88% of you have gone with PNG. I have not seen anybody going with Fiji yet, surprisingly. I thought Fiji would have at least a little bit of support in the chat, but that doesn't look to be the case at the moment as it stands here. Right now, PNG are the firm favourites, and it seems to be staying with it here. Hello, Roly Poly Power. Jason Reader says PNG 13 plus in this one. 13 plus, you reckon? Well, we're chucking that straight into the predictions tally poll right there, Jason, mate. As for Roly Poly Power, up the blue and gold, all right? I'm sure you noticed. Parramatta Eels, baby. 2026 year. Speaking of all that, there's actually two Parramatta Eels in this team, isn't there? There's Jack DeBellin and Katonga. Honestly, Katonga, he is automatically going to be my favorite in the lineups, obviously, because Jack DeBellin, you haven't even played for Parra yet, bro. You don't get to be favored yet, man. You have to wear the blue and gold first before I say anything on that legend. Come on, bro. Nah. Remember, it's earned, not given, right? That's how respect works, legends. I know, I would know. I have had to build it up for a while across this game. Though I can guarantee you I'm not the most notable cronk to ever grace rugby league, am I? Definitely not. And if you do consider me so, much appreciated, legends. You have a very high value rating of me personally, legends, in this one here. For me personally, I'll be going with I reckon this is going to be a close game here between these two teams. Both obviously better than Cook Islands. No offense to Cook Islands. You guys did your best last week and the week before when you lost. But clearly, I think these two teams have shown to be that step above them. I don't think they're quite on the New Zealand and Australia level, if I'm being honest with you here. But I do think that there is that potential there still for a very high-intensity game here. I don't think both teams are going to be scoring 40. I'll put that much there. As much as they're both bouncing off that against the same team, I don't see it. Maybe we could see 20-something between them, right? Maybe we could see like a 24-22 kind of scoreline. Wouldn't that be thrilling between them? But that's also a bit of a push for it. Appreciate Jason Reader in the chat right there. In terms of lineups for this one, let's just get on with it. We have Morea, who could be a new PNG personal favourite there at fullback, with Dudley DeToy and Alex Johnston on the wings. Alex Johnston, another huge favourite, ain't he? Obviously very close to breaking that NRL all-time try-scoring record. Nane McDonald and Zach Labour are the centres, with Guy Aurora, who's a personal channel favourite of mine, lining up with Finley Blair, who in a late change ends up in the halfback spot, replacing Lachlan Lamb. That's right, Lachlan Lamb is out of here. He has been shifted over to the interchange, with the props being Apel Campinias and Valentine Richard. Edwin Ipape for the Lay Leopards is at hooker, with Reese Martin in the second row there with Nixon put. Jack DeBellin is your lock today. As for the interchange, it is Robert Matthias, Cooper Bye, Sylvester Namo, and our boy, as we mentioned earlier, Lachlan Lamb in that late change there. I don't know about bringing Lamb off the bench, but we'll see. Maybe Jason Demetri has something built for me that I didn't see coming. Jason, best of luck. He did say before this game, I don't know if there's a better crowd in the world than the PNG crowd. He's probably just backing for the crowd to give him a huge cheer as he comes on and makes the difference beating Fiji, eh? As for Fiji, Dream Buller, the dream is at fullback with Sunya Taruba and Ronald on the wings here. Semi Valame and Jope are in the centres with Kurt Donahue and Brandon Wakeham in the halves. Tui Kamakamifa and Killian Mafoa are in the props, with Pinioni in the hooker position. Tarn Milne and Katoga are your second rowers, with Caleb Navale at lock. Terrell Kalukalu, Solomon Sakura, Ben and Maya are on the interchange there. Liam Horn has been relegated to 18th man for PNG as well. That's a bit of a note there as well. Didn't expect that. Would have thought they would have kept Horn in the lineup personally here. I am sick, Fiji 1-12. That's all good, Andrew, man. It's fine to be sick sometimes. Fiji 1-12 is your prediction. We'll put that into the noted predictions here on the channel that we will mention at halftime. Let's see how many of us look silly by then, eh, legends? Probably all of us, including your boy 2JC, is going to look super silly Billy by the end of that there when this game kicks off at 4 o'clock, which is 9 minutes away here. Personally, who needs the horse races when you've got some rugby league international footy, right? Some of the best times around you get with it. You get a cultural representation. You get to see new players you don't always see. You get to learn how to pronounce names you didn't otherwise know. You just get a lot more, don't you? You learn more. You get more game time. It overall is just perfect. Stupendous even. If you enjoy international footy, consider hitting that like button and subbing you're new here. My bold prediction is that Tyler talks about Kit Kat, not the chocolate. I don't know, man. I don't know. That is a pretty crazy bold prediction, man. That's a pretty crazy bold prediction. Will I, as the para fan, end up mentioning the para player in the lineups? I don't know, man. Is the sky blue? Maybe not right now. It's been storming a lot lately. It's been a very murky grey, to be honest with you, around where I am here. And hello to our commenter here, Fitz, who says, hello, I think Barty will take this time. I like to hear it, Fitz. Somebody backing Barty in this one. We welcome every type of fan, whether you're supporting PNG, Fiji, whatever. It doesn't matter here. Thanks for joining, Fitz, and best of luck with your prediction of Barty. We'll note that down there. Shout out to you, man. Good to have you on the channel, legends. In terms of players, I'd say to look out for in this one, personally, legends, as I do like to do that before this. Personally, Guy Rivera, he's been great in every game he's played so far in this tournament. Watch out for him in the halves. I think he's the star half now of who's left there. Not that I'm too familiar with Finlay Blair. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I wasn't too familiar with Guy Rivera, but he showed me wrong, and I was wowed away ever since the Prime Minister's game with him. Obviously, you got to look out. Sunya Taruba and Drew Buller. I know that we make the jokes about the Tigers in the past, right? But what a talent those two players are in their own ways. Brandon Wakeham, he's had a bit of a crazy career, hasn't he? From the van with the bricks to now playing in the sticks. Will he be able to lace up the kicks and outdo PNG? Personally, Fitz thinks so. So far on the poll, though, it seems like it's heavily leaned towards PNG anyways there. But you never know in rugby league. It's a crazy game like that, isn't it? Sometimes, just sometimes, it's not how things seem. Sometimes you need to look beyond the glass. Dudley DeToy too, mate. The wing partnership has been very solid. I feel like the backline overall has been very solid in the tournament for PNG. My big concern for them will be on the defensive line. That's what will win this game. Both teams have incredible attacks. They've proven that lately. But they haven't both shown that they can perfectly defend. I mean, they've both, despite winning by a lot overall versus their team, they did allow Cook Islands to get some excitement. And they both switched off at points in the defense. And at the end of the day, lost. Well, won, but still lost out with 20 points, right? Given over. And I don't know if you guys watched those games, but I feel like there were some opportunities missed as though that could backfire as well for them if they're not too careful here in this one between them. Just doing a bit of work there, legends. Boop, 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 boop. JDB and Kit Kat anytime is Andrew Backhouse's predictions for this one. Oh, so you're just going with the Parramatta boys, bro. Going with the Parramatta datas. Well, mate, we're going to be winning the comp, so of course they're going to have to do well. They've got to show off why we're winning the comp, man. Them showing off why we're winning the comp is going to be like amazing, bro. They're going to absolutely fly high with it. I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for the "Let's go TJC" that's going to be spamming into the comments when the Parramatta Eels celebrate winning the comp and personally go up on stage to thank their supporter TJC that made all the difference in the world. Because you just know they're going to thank me and be like, "Oh, thank you so much, TJC. Thank you so much for being so great, man. You're just the best, bro. Good on you, TJC." I also want to say Dillbags is officially a knight. We don't talk about that, Andrew. We don't talk about the fact that Dylan Brown is officially a knight, okay? I choose to forget that Dylan Brown is officially a knight, okay, man? It's just not right. It's just not right. It feels like a cruel joke upon this world that Dylan Brown is a Newcastle Knight. But at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it as fans. We can just sit there and accept it. Thank him for his time with us. He had an amazing time with us, and wish him the best of luck at Newcastle Knights there. And there we go. Too easy. All fixed up neatly there. Wada, bing, bing, bang, bang, dang. Just about 3 minutes until we're due for kickoff in this one here between PNG and Fiji. Legends, get yourselves hyped up for this one. It should be an exciting game of rugby league between them here. Rubbing my hands together already in anticipation. Ooh. Can't come soon enough. I'm gonna start getting my groove on, legends. Come on, get on the groove with me, folks. Get on the groove. Let's go. Let's go. Boogie down, dance off between us here, with the hype being real for this one between these two teams. Butter, yeah, butter. 26 Eels win the comp. Win the comp. Oh yeah. Butter. Seriously, I honestly don't even know really what to say other than get ready for a big game of rugby league here. I feel like one thing you can guarantee from this one isn't necessarily who's going to be the better defender, but is there going to be a big hit? Because absolutely there is going to be a big hit here. If there is not a big hit between these two teams, then I just give up on streaming and everything in general, legends, all right? I'm completely done. There is going to be some huge hits in this one. Somebody is going to be laying down for a bit. And it's going to be brutal here. If you love big hits, if you love stuff that's going to go on the highlight reel, this is an absolute classic at Port Moresby for you here between Fiji and PNG here. And, of course, JDB and Kit Kat for the Parramatta Eels playing in this one against each other just makes it that little bit better between them there. Only a little bit, but still that little bit better. What about TJC's sidekick? What do you mean my sidekick, legend? Who's my sidekick? I've got a few people that I could consider sidekicks, bro. My viewers are sidekicks in a way. Only that, they're the legends that keep me going forward. They're the amazing community that continues to outshine many. In a way I could never have predicted when I first started the channel, legend. Who's the particular sidekick? The little one. Not me. I don't know, man. Pointing to the sky. Hasn't exactly been a calm last 24 hours for the development of the PNG new NRL team, which has brought up so much hype for PNG, with, of course, the complaints around the name being raised by New Zealand Rugby, reportedly looking to seek legal advice about the legality of the NRL naming the PNG expansion side Chiefs, as they want to protect their Waikato-based Super Rugby side's name, which is also the Chiefs, for cultural reasons. Very interested in seeing how that develops over time, legends, in this one here. But here we go. Not too long as they warm up, ready for it. Watch out for Edwin Ipape's brilliant service here. He's got a huge chance to improve upon last week, where he didn't have his best game, really, despite PNG winning by so much. He'll look to improve and maybe be a difference maker in this one. I remember the World Cup. And I remember the first Pacific Championships and Bowl, where he was a huge difference maker in those ones here. I say play on 2 different codes. Fair enough, Andrew. Fair enough, man. 2 different codes. It doesn't really matter. We'll see, though, with them. That'll develop over time, and we'll probably end up talking about it on the channel as it continues there, because I highly doubt that that's going to be sorted within a day, legends. All right, here we go. Time to edit it. Let's get on with it here, legends. Boom, boom, boom. PNG versus Fiji. First half of the Pacific Championships between them here. Who will reign supreme, the Red V of this mighty PNG or Fiji Bati? 3, 2, 1, and we have liftoff in this game here as Fiji with the high kick there, run into the line there with a good push there, a good pressure, just rushing forward, gets the tackle off. And Tui Kamakamifa with the move forward here. Now down the edge here between PNG and Fiji, held on the ground. 4th tackle here, held on the 40 of PNG's end now. Strongly with the defense here. Kicks it high, impressively, over to the left here, and then over to the 20, and it ends up with Maria with speed here, almost to the 20. And wait, what's going on here? Maria with a bit of an awkward movement here. The referee coming in here just to make his decision known. It is a penalty for PNG. Taking a look at it. I guess they're saying pressure. He struck it high. Just trying to understand this for you viewers. Oh, yeah, shoulder. Righto. Might be a little gentle to some, but that is a penalty. PNG will concede the first penalty. Let's go. Papua New Guinea with the big chance. Peter McCory says PNG didn't win convincingly against Cook Islands. Agreed, man. It was probably the least convincing game I've ever seen from a team that scored 40, man. If they wish to win, we need some aggressiveness. PNG by 4 points. Love that, Peter. Love the passion. Love you for commenting. Thank you very much, Peter, bro. To anybody who's new in the chat, consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Let's get to 5.3K by the end of today. Obviously, we've got the Ashes as well, so hopefully we can finish it off with that. PNG over to the right here. We need that aggressiveness from PNG, as Peter just said before here. Reese Martin looking to use that aggressiveness on 4th tackle here. PNG get over to Fiji's 35 meters out here. With 1 more tackle left, they're going to kick it over to the right here. A lot of chase, but Fiji cover it really well there. And there's nothing that PNG can do to make the difference, at least in that set here. Fiji now down the right here and being lifted up neatly there is Taruva. Donahue looking for the pass here. He's not getting off him, the PNG player. I'm surprised there was no call there. Edwin Ipape now with speed. And they're asking how on earth was he onside after all he did just then before. Coming off his wing down the right here. At 24 years of age, Ronald Patoga. And Ronald Patoga will win a penalty for Fiji here. PNG and Fiji just trading blow for blow, stone for stone, bruise for bruise in this game, we'll say. Brandon Wakeham now to take the penalty here as they get over to the halfway line nearly. They're just 5 meters away from it. And Taruva down the left here with speed now. Taruva there wrapped up neatly round the legs. Over on that 40 now. There's no secret of the abilities Fiji do have at their disposal when they want to get into it, when they want to rip through it. Obviously, they've had a couple players decide not to play for them in this series, including Kayo, which could have been a huge in for them. And they're going to get a 6 again here, call on the 30 now. Donahue. And they'll wrap up Drew Miller nicely before he could do anything there. Nane McDonald, give him a medal for that one. Over to the left here. We're still in the first 5 minutes here as it stands as we enter the third tackle. 50% of the way through the set here for Fiji Bati. Donahue. Wakeham, the halves combine, and it is a mistake from Fiji here. And I'm already seeing a lot of passion between both sides here. Just what you want to see in a game of international footy. Absolutely brilliant from them. Yeah, he was, you see, right there, all right, right there from number 11 there for Fiji, Tan Milne, almost immediately. He was losing that before he even received it. Unfortunate stuff. Sometimes you got to allow yourself that time to not just be able to visualize what you're doing, but be able to actually take the chance to put it into action. He did the visualization without it. In other words, he had his head in the papers before they were written. Lovely Detoy playing on the left wing here, and a not so lovely penalty being given to PNG. And will we ever get a set in this game where there's not a penalty? I don't think so, legends. I don't think it's possible at this point with how this is going right now. I don't know if we will get a 13 plus at that rate. And clearance in the air here for the penalty, 35 metres. And for those who aren't actually watching the game and are just listening to my amazing voice, PNG are coming from the left, attacking towards the right. So like, boom, whoosh across. And Fiji, it's the opposite. Alex Johnston, a little bit of trickery there. We sure that's not Toto on the field? Now to the left. I think he may have got a double last week, actually, Johnston. Don't quote me on that, but he did well. Voro finds the pass, the young rookie there. Speaking of rookies, watch out for Cooper Bai off the bench, a heavy hitter. And the service is stopped. What? What's the call there? Wakeham knocking the ball on, apparently, is the call, despite PNG being in possession. Well, it's almost all arms there from Wakeham. I don't know about that. I feel like you could argue that's just a knock on from PNG. He may have smudged it, possibly, if you make the argument, but I don't know about that, legend. I don't know about that, personally. I guess we carry on, then. Putting it behind the scrum here. He swung it forward. And Laybut has nowhere to go here as he's wrapped up by Tan Milne. Let's see if Milne will get a sin bin in this one. Got one in the last one. Plenty of excitement in the air for the Cobbles here. 15 out now. Reece Martin. Jack DeBellin. That ball's missing everybody. Don't forget just DeBellin. Send it back to sender. Nobody put an address on that. Jack DeBellin here. Down the middle. And oh my God, they lose it again. They lose it again. The package is lost in transit. Never to be found again here. Those amazing, super rare, only 1 in a million chockies are down the gutter. No longer edible. And Fiji, as the bacteria, look to make do. We're still 0-0 in this game. And under 10 minutes in. Fiji. Feet in the scrum here. Over to the right now. A little bit of stepping there for Valamay. He'll go down to the ground now. Not too much rhythm at the moment. It's just a bit of back and forth. And who wants to bet that there'll be a penalty in this set? Because I guarantee you, with how this game's going, there'll be a penalty. Fiji, get him down here. Don't forget, we also have the Ashes Legends. We're going to be going live a little after 1 for that. Fiji and Milne offloads and the referee will say to Navale that no, it was forward. Okay, and mistakes early here from both teams. Called it, Legends. Absolutely called it. But we also have an early challenge here, it looks like. Could this be another mistake? Or is it a diamond in the rough? Todd Smith in the bunker has a huge job ahead of him. Reece Martin just making an argument with the ref about his opinions on it. Bunker decision pending at the moment. It's going backwards. It's going backwards. It's going backwards. It's going backwards. It goes backwards from the throw. That's not a question about it. There's no question with that. It's just whether he gets a touch or not. I don't think there's a touch. Don't think it's a touch. Navale gets it. And then you'd say it should be play on. All right, neutral infringement is the call. Challenge is successful here. Congratulations, you got it correct, Legend. And Fiji will just be doing a mutual play. Tackle free. We're going to continue on here. Mutual infringements. Very good decision there to challenge, it turns out. Wouldn't have bet on it, but there you go. Good job, Fiji. Great challenge. Absolutely brilliant there from them. Bravo. Give them a round of applause, Legends. And PNG, good on them. First tackle of a full set that's just been given. And Kayo, oh, gee whiz, look at that. Slip and slide. And now with a kick, they're going to go over to the middle here on the 10-meter line. And I think there was a bit of a glitch there by Channel 9 saying it was a full tackle set because it seems like that was fifth tackle right there. Oh, Channel 9, you silly, silly, silly Legends. Still Legends, though. PNG held on the 10 now. Now to the right. Johnston comes through the middle here. And, oh, you'd think he was a fullback. I think he has played fullback in the past for the Rabbitohs at least. Has he? I think he's pretty much always been a winger, but I'm pretty sure he's played a game at fullback or something. Beautiful offload. Edwin Ipape is moving. Edwin Ipape is gone. Ipape is wrapped up by Tarn Milne. 45 out here. Now to the left here. Voro, go alone, son. Go alone, son. Over to the 20. PNG with the quick momentum here. Over to the 14. He kicks low, but PNG slides in and has a Fiji hand or a PNG hand touch that last. It could be a goal line dropout. An absolute class ball there from the Kubbles. And Glare did his best with a great kick that honestly was a good chase from Dudley Detoy. It just couldn't quite be wrapped up neatly. It's like when you get that bag of chocolates, but it doesn't have your favorite flavor in it, you know? It's kind of nice having chocolates, but you don't like the flavors. So, like, it's not exactly what you want. And here's Morea getting over to the 10 now. And they're running through the middle. McDonald backwards. And there we have it. Morea. We were just talking about him. Legs up. With his supporting attacker. And we have our first points. The number 1 gets the first try of the day. And Morea makes me go, oh, wowa. A name that everyone's going to know after today's game. After today's series. If you don't know the name Morea, you are not doing your research. Absolutely brilliant. And Fiji Barty just unable to get off their try line, and it costs them here to trail by 4 now. The number 4, Nene McDonald, with the expert assist there. And can you believe that Maria is only playing in Queensland Cup for the Central Queensland Capras? He's 24 NRL. Take a look. Take a look. Pull him up. However you can, pull him up. Shifting well there. And now PNG waiting on the kick here. Tui Kamifa right now just down with both trainers at the moment here. Just sitting there. Reece Martin. I'll stand by. It's not often you see second rowers taking the kicks for their teams. Be interesting to see what happens with Kamifa here. He didn't drop the ball as bad as that grand final today, but you don't want to see any player getting a bad injury. Might have to go off for a checkup. Absolutely rough stuff. That's how our game goes sometimes, though. Just waiting on him before we make any calls like a kick. And he might not be back in this game, Kamifa. From the side here, pretty much in front though, Reece Martin. This has got to be a walk in the park for him, surely, to convert. To make it 6-0 on the board for the Cobbles here. Personally, for me, he'd be a great shout for chasing for the upcoming NRL PNG side, personally. Reece Martin with the kick. And it's too easy. 6-0. Down the middle it goes. PNG goes wild like the amazing crowd they are. 6-0. You heard that right. PNG with the firm lead, just what they needed. It's early days, though. That's nothing to get too excited about. Fiji, plenty of chance still to come here. And, to quote Matty, PNG with a lead. Here we go! Kicking off again here, Fiji will hand it over to PNG. Count how many times I say G, because I think it's going to be a ridiculous amount by the end of this. Now down the left here. Plenty of benchies on the field now for Fiji. Now it seems here, legends. Robert, Matthias, Cooper Bai, and Sylvester Damo all on the field for them now. Appealing for a penalty, and they win a penalty too. Nixon Putt looking at the referee with sheepish eyes, and the glare is given as he blows the whistle here. They always do love a good whistle. And here come PNG. Momentum on their side at the moment here, but there was also momentum on their side versus Cook Islands. And they gave Cook Islands plenty of chance to make the difference in that game. So, PNG over to the right and smashing through the middle is Putt. Offloads. And Edward Ipape with speed here. The ref's going to call them back and say, we called held, mate. You can't be doing that. Unfortunate stuff. Over to the right. Jack DeBellin with the short pass here. They look for another offload there, but they couldn't find it there for the number 8. Back around. Ipape. Maria combining nicely here, and it's a deadly spine. And the referee's going to say penalty for PNG as well here. Yeah, 40 may have been copped high there by Donahue. Turns out I was correct here. And that 6 on his back represents the deficit at the moment. Could be by more, though, depending on their decisions with this penalty here. Jack DeBellin. Down the middle here. 3 Fijian bodies there ready to wrap him up neatly like a blanket. I want a Fiji blanket. Back around left. Oh, it's a bit awkward there for the big PNG prop there. Number 10, Valentine Richard, but he wraps it up good. Ipape alone. Surely he's got there. Surely he's got there. And when Ipape. Not to be confused with the Aussie Paps. This one is still playing and he's still scoring. Edwin Ipape of Lay Leopards has another big moment in his PNG international career. And it is 10-0 with a kick to come now. He just barely gets there. My goodness me, backing himself. He's a very big number 9. He may be a number 9, but he's a very big one. He can eat 2 Harry Grants for breakfast. From in front now. Let's make it 12 on the board here for PNG. Fiji, not with the start that they would have wanted at the moment here. Need to find a little bit more in this one if they look to come back in it. 12-0, as I say all the time on this channel, very dangerous scoreline. It's the kind of scoreline where you're still salvageable in the game. However, anything after it looks a bit tougher. Reece Martin won Super League in the last few years. Down the middle. I think it was for Hull. Down the middle. Taking the kick. And he's got it. Number 11, Reece Martin is on the board here. Again. And it is 12-0 in this one here. Fiji, just work on your discipline, man. Defense. What did I say? What did I say? Defense, all right? It'll change the game. Who defends better? And right now, PNG are simply doing it slightly better. Do I think it's to the most insane degree? No, but it is definitely better still. That's the thing. It's still better. And that's all that they need, right? All they need is for it to be that little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a 10 out of 10. It doesn't have to be like swish you done. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It could be like a top idol. No. It just has to be passable enough. Pape. High intensity in the PNG crowd at the moment. Down the middle here. Past the 30. They keep forcing it here. Fiji looking for some discipline. Around to the 40 here. And we have not had a problem with them living up to the hype at the moment, have we? Pape, he has been brilliant. He has been brilliant compared to last week. Here's Guare, and Pape backwards. Oh my God, what an amazing pass there. And no, he messes it up. But it's 6 again for PNG there. Goodness me, Valentine Richard though. Oh my God, down the wing, McDonald! McDonald! Oh my God, what a try! That is absolutely exceptional! That is one of the tries on the tournament! Make him a statue! Mate, come on! Get on! We all gotta start. We gotta start like, oh my God, hallelujah! We have been put on this planet to live with this man. Oh my God! Ipape over to Valentine, who then gets it off, and Fiji knock it on, play on. McDonald receives it and finishes it off. Absolutely exceptional. There's a lot of luck in it, but they'll take it. PNG. Retrying the tackles here. They're not even going to just take the tackle. They take off with it down the right edge here. And once Nene receives it, he's never going to be stopped. Unless they argue his boot touched the line, which it doesn't. He grounds it neatly. Absolute stunner of a try. I'll be watching that for hours on end after this game. Nothing beats that. Absolutely nothing. And that's what you call New Guinea style there. 16-0, pace with purpose. Every single moment they are looking for that try, and they do it again there. PNG so far all over Fiji. Fiji have to look up from here and find something an apple out of the hat. Actually, it's a rabbit out of the hat, but I'm going to say apple out of the hat because they're going to really need some apples in this one. Reece Martin from the sideline here. This is definitely his hardest kick of the day here. Not as easy as the ones right in front. With some deep breaths. He's no stranger to pressure between his Super League days and previous days with PNG. He's a tremendous goal kicker, Reece Martin. And he shows why just there. 18-0. And this has got to be one of the great moments. Fiji just unable to keep up at the moment here. PNG flying high. And what was that I believe Jason Reeder said earlier? PNG 13 plus was his prediction. Right now, Jason Reeder, I'd be getting very excited. Cautiously, though, of course. We don't want to rule anybody out just under 20 minutes into the game. However, right now, it has not been good enough from Fiji, and it's been nothing but good enough from PNG. Every little thing they're trying is just working out wonderfully for them. Now over to the right here, past the 20 now. The Kools with ferocious force here. They're the teeth that bites down with the chompers. Watching from the land down under, you can hear the noise. Moving around here. Back over to DeBellin now. Jack DeBellin around the middle here. Honestly, been a bit of an average performance the last few games from DeBellin, but overall PNG have just been great today. And Dream Buller here, bringing it out of his end, and here we go, looking to move him to the side. It's a goal line dropout. It's a goal line dropout. Somehow it's a goal line dropout. How on earth have they managed that? Normally scoring the tries, PNG is forcing the goal line dropouts instead. I got to watch this again here, Dream Buller. Instead of defending, he just runs with the ball through the middle here. Watching it from Johnston. Oh, Alex Johnston, man. He needs to take a bow. That was absolutely brilliant, the way he spins him around there. Topsy-turvy. It'll be interesting to see how Dream thinks of it at the moment here, what he does with it. A low kick here. He scored 4 tries, I think it was, versus the Cook Islands, Dream Buller. So what a player he can be when he gets those opportunities. Claims he's currently committed to the Tigers, but there's been a lot of rumours with that. DeBellin. Up against the grain, gets the 10-metre line here. They're in that danger zone. Cooper by with a bit of juggle, doing a circus act here, trying to just show what not to do. Now over to the right. It's Reece Martin to McDonald here. McDonald goes alone, back to Martin. Reece Martin scores for PNG. Reece Martin has scored for PNG. It's 22-0. How? It's 22-0. PNG, this is one of the best games I've ever seen from the Kools. And I've seen some good games from the Kools. This is special. 22-0. It could be 24 in a second, but that's confirmed 22 points in about 20 minutes. Just how, PNG, have you managed to shut off Fiji's defense just like that? You might as well put preschoolers in how you're making it look. Absolutely exceptional stuff. And the captain bags himself a try here, though I think he had one last week too. He's not a new kind of try scorer, but he certainly isn't one of the most common either. And the Kools embrace with joy, knowing that they're doing something that I have probably never seen before on the channel. The Kools absolutely smashing it here. If you're excited about what the Kools are doing today, legends, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with it all. Because remember, legends, we do stream every single international game here on the channel. Reece Martin now down the sideline here. with some deep breaths. He's got 1 try and 10 points today. He's been a huge difference maker despite only getting on the score sheet once for tries. Reece Martin, starting Martin. Better for him than Liam Martin as a nickname. Gets it in! Baby, we are on tonight. 24-0. And all bets are in. Are we going to get 30 before the end of this half? Are we going to get 30? Because I don't know, man. I feel like that's a chance with how this one's going right now. Genuine chance. Johnson Kids gives a wave into the chat. Hello, Johnson Kids. Good to see you here, legend. What's your thoughts on the game so far? This has been brilliant from PNG to me personally. Absolutely brilliant. Bravo. And now, from the middle here, Fiji to kick off again. And it's just kind of been boom, 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 hasn't it? A bit shell-shocked in this one you would be if you're from Fiji. Capitius. Oh, Capitius absolutely wrapped up. Now over to Reece Martin here. You can tell the momentum's on their side there, but Wakeham gets him. Now to the left, Cooper Bye. Arms up. Oh, he's on a roll here. He's using his big speed there. Gold Coast Titans, you can get excited. That's your man. That's your man. No look pass to DeBellin here. DeBellin finds his way to the halfway line now. Nice. Nice. And Ipape. Ipape around. From dummy. Naware. On the last. Kicks it in the air. Over to the left now. Here to attack this footy. It is backwards off PNG. But Fiji get the ball here. And caught on the 20 now. PNG cooking the FG shots. Mate, they are, bro. They are. They're absolutely stunned. They don't know what to say right now. PNG are absolutely cooking. They are making a 9-course, 10-star gourmet meal for us all right now. And I do not mind one bit here. And another mistake from Fiji, unfortunately for PNG. You guys are going to have to keep dominating. That's the worst news you'll hear today, it seems. It just confuses me, you know. The Barty, they're not that far off in terms of names, but they've made 5 errors, legends, and they've been bad errors. They've only made 172 meters combined. To put that in perspective of how bad that is, PNG have made 533. It is absolutely dreadful from Fiji right now. Everyone thought Barty will win. Oh, they did, Johnson. They did. But you should, mate, congratulations, all right, to PNG right now. Absolutely shutting us up. Almost to the 20 here. Now to the right. Voro with a good pass over to his man here down the middle. Cooper Bye now. Marcus Bye love to run down the middle. DeBellin doesn't pass here. He doesn't really pass, Jack, does he? He gains the little meters like a good lock. Ipape to Cooper Bye! Cooper Bye! Cooper Bye! And he's kept back before he could break through there. Hello to a long-time viewer in the chat here, Wills. Will saying Fiji playing like they was partying all night. Mate, Fiji absolutely had to have been partying all night, bro. You know what they had? They had a box of Skittles for dinner, lunch, and breakfast. They look shell-shocked. Oh, oh my God, that was a kick. He kicked it between a player's hands. That's a dropout. That is a dropout. Oh my God. How? PNG, when did you become prime 1990s Broncos? When did you do this? When did you? Oh my God. Cooper Bye underrated. Absolutely he is legend, but he'll become less and less underrated as time goes on. Jack DeBellin through the middle here, gets to the 10-meter line now here. We're on to the second tackle now. Backwards around here, fends them off here. And that's a crucial tackle from Navale. Now to the left, Ipape low and Fiji with it here. Neatly collected here, but the referee and the touch are going to ruin the fun here. Fiji won't be able to do anything with that one there. And a sigh of relief there from PNG. You just see in the crowd some players. Wait for them to replay on the 10-meter line in a moment, legends. But to go back to Johnson Kids' comment from earlier, right? Okay, I was a bit excited about him nearly scoring, but Cooper Bai, mate, what an upcoming talent he is. If he chooses to keep it all for PNG, all right, like he's just a lifer for PNG, which I think he will be. He could go down as an absolute legend, I feel, especially if, who knows, maybe he'll end up with the Chiefs down the track, right? Name subject to change. Getting across with numbers here. PNG down the right here. Good for you, George Legend. Enjoy that DVD. Now the middle here. And oh! Pape, Cooper Bai, we were just talking about him. Make him a statue already. Make him a statue already. Make him a statue already. That is Cooper Bai. Son of Marcus, absolute legend. The Gold Coast Titan keeps on fighting and gets PNG another 28-0 now. And PNG just cannot stop dominating right now. Fiji have nothing on them at the moment here. And in a moment, it just might be 30 on the board for them. Cooper Bai, ladies and gentlemen, the green cap wonder of the world. Off of a bit of service from Edwin Ipape. And the reason I say Ipape is his eye for that ball is undeniable. Absolutely legendary stuff there. From the PNG, Kummel's here. Honestly, if you haven't yet hit that sub button, you're just missing out, legends. You're just missing out. This is an unbelievable experience we have right now. And with the 71 votes we have so far on the poll, 76% of you are coming off as absolute geniuses. Seriously, you guys are the future of the world. You have predicted an absolute phenomenon. To win by this much is truly an impressive feat right now. 30-0 now. 30. I'm not making this up. I said that I didn't think either team was scoring 40 in this one again, but I've been proven wrong. They're going to score 70 at this rate. This is getting ridiculous right now between them all here. But honestly, absolutely brilliant stuff. You know, Edwin Ipape currently playing for Ley Leopards. I remember when he was, when we went into the World Cup, when we went into the First Pacific Championships, all the talk about NRL clubs wanting him. Unfortunately for us, he stuck with Super League. But, man, what a service maker he is. And he gave Cooper Bai the best service. Even Harry Grant would struggle for something like that. That was great down the middle. Almost too simple. Fiji cut open like paper. And there you go. A wind in the breeze. It is 30-0 with a set restart. Here we go. Fiji kicking off here. We're just waiting on a change on the sideline. Just off goes Navale from the halfway line. Here we go. Fiji hitting it over. And on the 2-meter, that's got to be. PNG get the ball here. Spinning around now. And I've got to notice with the last 3 kickoffs to them here, that number 17 for PNG has been huge in just forcing that momentum back for them here. Sylvester Namo off the bench has been a deadly thing for PNG in this game here. And it looks like my big fat mouth has been proven to be a muppet. Here we go. Fiji get the ball back here. Just breaking over to the 10-meter line now here. Fiji getting it off. Looking for their rocks. Wakeham to Dreebula. Dreebula! He could go alone! And he is forced out of play there, potentially by PNG. Nope. The touchy says he's fine. Now over to Katoga here. Parramatta Eels second rower there. Wrapped up neatly there by Namo. PNG They gave up the penalty and they give up the set restart here. 6 again for Fiji. Will, they're beating the clock, likely to score 80 at this rate. It absolutely will. At this rate, it's gonna get even uglier. Dribble, unless they can do something here. Fiji with fashion down the middle. And here jumps in Peter to say his own words, saying, thanks, buddy, for the lovely game call. Loving your calls, your emotions. Way to go, Australia. That has to give respect to PNG players. They are better than even the limelight Fijians. Absolutely, Peter. Absolutely. Firstly, all right, I've got a couple of things to say about your comment. All right, as Fiji go over to the right here on the attack here. All right, I might have to say it in a sec. Oh no, there we go. Beautiful defense from PNG again here, which is something I got to say about them. Amazing. The improvement is second to none in defense from last week to this week, legends. That's firstly. Secondly, thank you very much, man. I do my best with these streams. Alex Johnston runs out of play. Good defense there from PNG. Fiji just could never break through them there, could they here? PNG are putting the Fijians that play in the NRL to absolute rest right now. And you've even got some rookies in the NRL right now. Cooper Bai is one of the futures, man. One of the absolute futures. Incredible stuff here. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and you keep doing your amazing thing, which is watching Legend. Appreciate you, Peter. And shout out to all my PNG viewers. I think us Aussies have to give a lot of respect to this game. Johnson Kid says 30-0 shocked. Mate, look, I'd be lying to you. I'm nothing if not trying to be authentic all the time, Legend. So I'll be honest here. I am in utter shock about how dominant PNG have been today. So far. It could change in the second half, but so far, I'm in utter shock. I never thought it would be this kind of scoreline by this point in the game. But they're currently reviewing a kick chase. For me, though, he had to turn at some point there. I don't know what they want him to do. I kind of get it, what they're looking at here, but I don't know what they really want him to. Yeah, Lachlan Lamb just turns. There is zero intent from Lachlan Lamb there to stop him. He is absolutely, if anything, the defender is taken out. He did not do anything there. The ball is taken dead. It should be a goal line dropout. That should be the call with 9 minutes on the clock. Hey, TJC, I tipped PMG for the win. Congratulations, Neutralizer, right now. Bro, looks 100% correct. The chances that somebody can come back from 30-0 down, it's just not something you see, is it? It's just not something you see. You hate writing off teams, but you just don't see this kind of scoreline. Fiji on the 10 middle line. Over to the right. Wakeham. From my mother, so you just have both PNG and Fiji blood flow through my veins. Do you, Legend? Well, that's some great cultural fact there for you. I never knew that, Legend. Good for you, man. Shout out to my boy Neutralizer in the chat, who could technically, if he wanted to, support either of these teams. Maybe in 2028, win a grand final PNG Chiefs. Maybe, Johnson Kids. Maybe. Don't let your goals just be goals. Let them be reality, all right, eventually, okay? Manifest it over time. Manifest it, Legends. 2028, PNG. Come on, Cobbles. You can manifest it, all right? You can make it happen. I know you can. And Fiji, despite constant pressure on PNG, will not be able to score a try in that set. The Cobbles will look defeated in a scrum now here, and it just looks depleted, the Fijians and their ambition right now. Depleted. No matter what they're trying, it's just not coming off here. They're a cookie with no chocolate. The chips, well, they just got nothing in them. It's just dough at this point. Lamb here. Over to the left. Almost around here. Just slightly past the 10-meter line there. They go down now. PNG. Short around here. Will you stream at 12 tonight, TJC? Because I'll be here if you do. Yes, I will be, Neutralizer. I will be here for the for the game between England and Australia. We will be doing game 2 of the Ashes. I look forward to whatever viewers can make that one. I understand it's very late for a lot of people. It's late for me too. So whoever can't make it, but we do appreciate very much our viewers that do manage to get over to it. And PNG, that might be the first attacking set where they haven't scored in ages. And you could argue the kickoff one, but that doesn't really count, does it? Doesn't really count. Fiji, it just feels like every moment they don't concede, they're just hanging on right now. This is PNG's game. It's PNG's world, and we're just living in it. Fiji, over to the right. And it is PNG's world. They knocked the ball on immediately, Fiji. It's just the truth. And in frustration, Wakeham kicks it into the stands. An unanswered set. An uncalled for moment. And Fiji will be on the defense again here. I don't think PNG can believe the luck they have right now here. Johnson Kidd says Jonah Peasant to Eels next year. Yeah, mate, Jonah Peasant has signed with the Parramatta Eels for 2026 before jumping over to Broncos in 27 for a longer deal with them. Look, legends, on face value, you'd go, why are we doing that with a stopgap? We lose out. Look, I don't think we win as much in that deal. Not that you've asked me how I feel about it, Johnson Kids, and I'd love to hear your opinion on it if you have one. But I do feel like, yes, we don't win as much as Broncos in it, but what we do win with is having a player that we think is ready to be starting in the NRL in a good halves combination, filling in for a year while we develop our young players such as Lorenzo Talatita and, by the way, great guy, and Joash Papali as well. Whichever one ends up being the 5'8", who knows? But give them a full year of training into that 5'8" role. And if Peasant gets injured on top of that, there you go. All right, boom. One of them jumps. Particularly Joash will jump him. But, that's how I view it. For me personally, Jonah Peasant's a stopgap player for our year. And while, yes, we get that development to Broncos, which is why they win more in the end, I'm very happy with the deal, thinking harder about it. I still don't think it's my ideal move, but it is what it is, right? You move on from it, you accept it, and as long as he gives his all on a parachute, I'm happy. Wakeham finds that pass over to the 16 here. What's going on with Fiji? Last week they were dominating. This week PNG doing the same thing. Man, well, to be fair, they were both dominating. Cook Island! Katoga! The Parramatta Eel flies on over! And Fiji making 4 points against the run of play. All we could do was praise PNG, and here they go, Fiji. PNG will have to be careful not to fall into the issues they fell into last game when they played Cook Islands, where they let Islands run away with a few tries to bounce back into the game. They can't let Fiji have any sniff. This is going to have to be a one-try moment. In the defense of PNG's defense, though, an absolutely wicked reach out from Katoga that makes me go, why couldn't you do that for the Parramatta Eels legends? And he was an anytime try scorer by, I think it was Andrew Backhouse. He told me earlier. Yep, he did in the comments here. Too little, too late, Fiji, says the neutralizer here. And I don't blame him. After conceding 30 points, I'd be a little bit depleted watching someone score 4. Brandon Wakeham here from the sideline scored 103 points in 11 test matches. And that's just perfect. Perfect. 30-6 now the score. You asked for more spice. You asked for more excitement. And that's what you got with this game, legends. Try for Fiji, yep, and it was a good try for them, Johnson kids. Not too shabby whatsoever by the Parramatta Eel there, Katoga. I loved it, personally, in my opinion. It was a blast to watch that one. The reach out, bro. Mate, he's bloody elastic man, bro. He's Mr. Fantastic, because that was a fantastic try, and his arm's super stretchy. Wobbly, wobbly, woo. And for the first time in a while, PNG will be kicking for Fiji. Through the middle here. Remember, we will be streaming the Ashes tonight. Well, technically tomorrow for me, but tonight for some of you. We will be streaming that on the channel. Game 2 in Liverpool at Everton FC's new football stadium there. Can't wait for that, legends. Personally, I'm going to love every second of that. And if you can, make sure you tune in for it. PNG, Cooper Bye. We've helped with Voro. Defends them, wraps him up around the legs there. Bye, good on the defense here. That's what I think is really exciting me about the future of PNG with players like Cooper Bye. He's an all-rounder. Something PNG's lacked in the past, in my opinion. An all-rounder. They've had big hitters. They've had players that could do simple stuff. They've had the hard attackers. But what have they not had? They haven't had the all-rounders in the same degree here. Fiji Buller to Wakeham. Wakeham kicks low here at PNG. Alex Johnston tucks some rolls here. Is he on fire? No, but his team is. And now 12 meters. Fiji have found that momentum that they were sorely lacking. Down the left here. PNG. Peterson in the chat says PNG will still win by a big margin this afternoon. Absolutely, legend. Absolutely. I've got pretty much no doubt about that at 30-6, that PNG will still get the win. I have yet, I think, to live stream a game where a team that scored 30 has gone on to lose. Edwin Ipape, why would you pass backwards, Edwin? Why would you pass backwards? Just go win it, Edwin. No. No, Edwin, no. And they catch a break. Fiji, and here they go. Fiji moving forward now here. On the 40. Fiji over to the left here. Running out here to produce something here. How beautiful was that try assist by Mild? Mate, 10 out of 10. Tan Mild's the GOAT, man. It's official. He's the GOAT, bro. He's our queen. Our queen, all right? Tan Mild, our Pookie. With all the legends that are leaving the game, such as, Chad Townsend, in particular, what a terrible loss that is. We need these kind of men. Tan Mild legends. The only thing Mild hasn't done yet is a beautiful tackle that is so good they force him to leave the field. Hopefully we'll see that soon, though. Cheers, Jesse. How about some of that flamboyance from this game so far? Absolutely top stuff. And we enter halftime here, legends, at 30-6. Goodness me, the effort from these sides. Absolutely brilliant stuff, legends. And welcome to the TJC Sports Halftime Show. The chill point of the stream with your boy TJC. Unlike most channels, we do not leave at halftime. We chill throughout the whole thing. So feel free to share your thoughts, share your support for your team, whoever they may be in this one here. Feel free to ask rugby league questions or anything, and just enjoy here as we talk about the game in this one here so far. But what a try, mate. I'm talking, mate, while it was a good assist by Tan Mild, to be fair, you can't go past the try for Katoga too, mate. I absolutely love that. A Parramatta Eel there. He's going to be scoring that in the grand final for us this time next year. He's going to be doing it, and it's going to be against who's a team that's making the grand final. You know what? Luke Brooks is playing for Manly, so Luke Brooks, mate, the GOAT, It'll be Luke Brooks. And then we'll play Tan Mild in the World Club Challenge in a few years, and we'll absolutely whoop him in that. In a very close one. Johnson Kidd says comebacks are possible. I personally don't see a comeback in this one, legend, but I will give Fiji credit for the fact that they did find themselves back into the game when it came to momentum. All right, they were stepped on for a lot of that, let's be honest, but there was a portion where they found their way back into it and it did feel like they were going to potentially get another try. It did, but in the end, it didn't end up happening, and PNG can be very proud of that first half. I think that very little really to complain about. I think that final 10 could have gone better than what they wanted, but Other than that, absolutely, that is more than an ideal half from them here. I think that this game was supposed to be a 1-12 sort of game. So for them to run away the amount they did, they should be patting themselves on the back about it here. I just hope England and Australia isn't like this, because I do want England and Australia to be super duper close, legends, at least. At the very least, like, come on, please make that super close. I don't want an absolute runaway with it, man. I want Australia to win because I'm an Aussie, but, like, I won't complain the other way. I'll be happy, okay? I'll be good with either. So far for me, though, while that was a great try from Cooper Bye that absolutely summed up what I was talking about, the real highlight for me personally wasn't even just the Cooper Bye thing. It was just that one where they ran through the middle and then they find the offload. Fiji knock it on, and then it's collected by Voro, and you think, okay, Voro, he's a halfback, he might just look. He might just pass it to a big prop and they'll run into the middle, and you got a full set from that momentum, eh? That's how we typically run this game, right? When you get a 6 again that close to the line, just look to see what you can do with it. No. They may be in front at that point as well. That's what makes it even more special. He goes, I'm going to run this thing. I'm going to be trying to score in every set. And Fiji have switched off at that point, right? They don't think that anything's going to come of it. Down the right they go. Oh my God, this is starting to open up more than they think. Goodness me, the rhythm is going. The rhythm is going. It is Just Dance, legends. It is Just Dance. It's the Just Dance style, They're getting all the yeahs from the score point system. And they then get that final pass onto McDonald, and once he's there, they do their best. They give that wrap to the legs. They try to stop him, but he's just too close to the line, and he lifts up, places it down neatly, and it's a wonderful try for PNG. Absolutely, that's my favourite try of this tournament so far in this one here, and it came in this half, so that just makes it that little bit better, because I have an excuse to talk about just how brilliant that was there from them. A highlight for the ages, that one. Yeah, I will be live streaming Johnson Kids, the Ashes game 2, Australia versus England. That will be on the channel, legend, 100%. It's actually already up, the stream. It just won't be live until much closer to the game. But, yeah, anyone who's up for that, make sure to jump in, because I do read every single comment. We will have a great time together, all right? Plus, because it's late at night, it might be a lot more chill, so you guys can have even more time to chat amongst and have a good time, right? It won't be just that busy party we're used to. Of course, because it's that halftime point, I guess I do have to be that annoying guy that says that if you really are enjoying what I'm doing on the channel, which is highly appreciated anyways if you do, consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel to show that support as we look to get to 5.3k subs in the next 24 hours, legends. Highly appreciated either way, though, and your view is enough, all right? Very much appreciated. Why don't you do NRL tip and predictions anymore? I haven't stopped doing those, legends. I just am not doing them for the international period. I stopped them during the NRL thing due to personal matters that were going on. I lost a family member I was very close to, and stuff just kind of spiraled out, and I could only really end up doing the simple content stuff. But I will look to bring that stuff back next year, legend. It'll be even better. We will be doing a lot of prediction stuff, okay? We'll be doing round predictions. We'll be doing predictions for the upcoming season, okay? And we'll be doing stat rally predictions. We'll be doing short predictions. We'll be doing a lot of predictions, all right? If you're a fan of the predictions on the channel, they're not gone forever, Johnson. They're not gone forever. They're going to be around for a long time. They just took a break from the channel for a little bit, but they will absolutely be back and better than ever in no time flat, all right? In fact, I might do one for the if the Ashes Game 3 becomes a decider, I might do one for that and whatever the finals ends up being of this. Potentially. We'll see, legends. No promises with that, though. I don't like to promise things that I won't 100% commit to. I'd like to, but there's no guarantees. You know what I mean, legends? There's no guarantees. You would like there to be, but that's just how it is. Oh, they're watching. Oh my God, they're showing it again. Oh, it's such a beautiful try. Such a beautiful try for McDonald there. Edward Pape's was pretty good too. You know, that was a pretty good try too down the middle, but it wasn't to the same. It wasn't to the same degree of just how. I think what gets me is how out of nowhere it was, right? How out of nowhere that kind of try was. Like you just don't back that type of stuff. Just bravo. Be proud, guys, all right? Seriously, to any PNG viewers, you know, be proud of what your team did in that half and be hopeful that the second half's going to be even better, if not the same. As for Fiji, I think that it's different for the players and fans. For the fans, pat yourselves on the back. You're fighting a tough one at the moment and you're cheering on still. Credit to you. And to the players of Fiji, you got to look at it 140 minutes at a time, right? I feel like while it's really hard to say, you got to just look at it. If they can do that in one half, I can do it in the other half. It seems all but impossible, but like, I guess sometimes you got to view the impossible as possible, don't you? If you don't, then nothing's done. Stephen Cuss says PNG. I assume you're showing your support for PNG. Shout out to Stephen in the chat and all of our PNG viewers. Come on. But can they keep up their dominance over Bati in the second half? They didn't in the final 10 minutes, but to be fair, they had just solidified a lead so well, they probably were just happy to enter halftime. Johnson Kidd says, you do Christmas? Of course I do, Christmas legend. Of course I do Christmas. I love Christmas, but it's not about Christmas today, though I will say it's a bit of a Christmas gift, isn't it? How incredible this performance has been from PNG. As just a lover of rugby league, this is amazing, this kind of stuff. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better than it. Shout out to the 106 of you who have voted so far. 77% of you going for PNG in this one. 11% are going for Fiji. And 11% have said just enjoying the stream. Appreciate 11% of you. Appreciate all of you, but appreciate, that in particular. Dean Lovestar says, g'day. G'day, Leeds. G'day, Lean. Your name's not Lean. G'day, Dean Lovestuff. Welcome to the stream, man. Good to have you here. Thanks. All good, Stephen. Glad to have you here, legend. Absolutely love, every second of these streaming things, like while it's great when the games are going on, even halftime can be a fun time all round as well. Johnson Kids showing his love in the chat here. Cheers, Johnson Kids. Good to have you here, man. And there we go. Officially, boom. Too easy. Let's go, legends. Bada bing, bada boom. We still welcome more subs, but we've hit 5.3K. Let's go. 5.3 thousand is ours. Heck yeah. We're just going to keep growing from there, legends. Thank you for the live stream. All good, Stephen, man. All good. All good, man. Obviously can't show the game, but doing the live stream reactions, it's a thing I love to do, because I remember I was at a point once where I couldn't afford to watch, every game. And look, I didn't do what I did now. I don't, but it was, it wasn't always great not being able to watch Para every time I wanted to watch them. So, I feel like I didn't really, it wasn't really as much of a thing, the idea of live reacting to an NRL game. There was one or two, I think, but it wasn't as much of a thing. So, I would have loved something like this when I was younger. So it's kind of something I like, I find a lot of joy in doing because of that, in a way, I guess. Rabbit round 4 rabbits versus Eels. Goodness, that was awesome. That was good. That was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I will admit to you. I'm off to just to see you in tonight's game. All good, neutralizer, man. I guess you do have to be up pretty early for that one, don't you? I don't blame it. I have a feeling that our viewers are going to be split down the middle when it comes to the next one, legend, and it won't be close. All right, it'll definitely not be at the typical when it comes to that. But you know what? Who cares? We're just there to enjoy an international, a classic kind of international game between Fiji and PNG. Australia and England. Can't wait for that. As an Aussie, we know who I'm supporting, but I welcome a good game. And if England win game 2, that just makes the third game even more exciting. I just want to see what we get out of it. If we get a really tight fight, then my life is complete. After today's PNG game, my life is absolutely complete. And I can just fall asleep live on stream happy. All right. I don't need to wake up again. I like waking up, but I don't need to wake up again. No, I'm good. Absolutely incredible stuff all around the board. But why? Oh, you guys are just going crazy there. I love it. Love every second of it. Shouldn't be too long till second half is off again too, legends. Don't stress about that, by the way, for those wondering. We're just at the half-time point for those that may just jump in and out and be curious on what's up. We're at that chill point right now. But, hey, how about Katoga, man? Amazing run out through the middle there. You know, you get that pass from Tan Mild that goes round and then just pow. I never thought his arms were that long, to be honest with you, but there you go. I thought surely it was going to be too short for him. And for the first time, the PNG defense was ripped through. And it's the only time so far in this game that the PNG defense has been ripped through. They haven't been able to have it happen yet again. Hasn't been repeated between them. Maybe it'll repeat in the second half, though. PNG versus Fiji. Second half is underway in just a moment, legends. Make sure you hit that like button. Show some hype potentially in the comments for your country. And here we go. PNG, Fiji, second half. Week 3 of Pacific Championships. Here we go between them when the ref wants to blow his whistle. There we go. Boom, too easy. Fiji kick us off, and it's actually a short kickoff on the 30. Caught up neatly there by PNG. I think Lamrat, actually. Labour. Correct me, legends. Correct me. Labour collects it. And down they go. Now to the right here. There was questions asked at the start of this by a couple people I was talking to on why they put Glare in the halfback role last minute, but it's worked out nicely for them here. Over to Cooper Bye. We were talking about him earlier. He got to try, and now he's got a fend off. Past the halfway line now. He keeps going. Cooper Bye here. Stephen in the chat says, please, BG, be strong in the second half and give PNG something to talk about. Please, please, please do it for Stephen, Fiji. Do it for Stephen. Kicks it in the air now. Over to the left here. Voro chases it with speed there. And the Dream Buller gets it nicely here. The Dream Buller forward now. And the Red Bull is held on the 15. Overpass. Gains about 5 meters there, only barely. Cooper Bye wraps him up with help from Sylvester, and Fiji roll around for the penalty, and they get the penalty there. The referee blowing his whistle there for them here. And on the 20, Fiji get an opportunity here. Will they be able to, as Stephen said, give PNG something to talk about in this second half? Oh. That was a right shoulder, and it was a rough right shoulder there, too, from PNG. Brad sometimes. Who are you usually, Brad? Who are you, Brad? Are you me? In the chat says, damn, my boys up 13 plus. They are, man. They are, man. They're up well because of it. It's deservingly, mate. So far, well, when you base it on the first half, deservingly. We don't know how it's going to go in the second. Second, who are the try scorers? The try scorers legend, Amarea, Edwin Opape, my personal favorite try-netto, McDonald, Reece Martin, and Cooper Bye. Katoga's also scored for Fiji, legend. There you go, mate. And I was going to ask about why Lamb was on the bench. I'll get to that in a second, legend. Just Fiji here, legends, for those of you who are watching for the updates. Fiji have gotten themselves to the 20-meter line here with 2 tackles left in the set. As for your question, legend, why Lamb was on the bench, I personally don't know. I personally don't think it was the right decision. Like, it's not what I would have made if I was the coach, legend, as a decision. But, I mean, with the way you're up, I don't think it's been against yous. He hasn't done a bad job, your change, and it's worked out in the end. It's worked out in the end, and thanks to Fiji being unable to track their kick and fly, PNG get away with this. And once again, they defend another attacking set from Fiji. PNG deservingly in that 13-plus lead for how much we've played in the game so far here. Personally, for me, the only thing I could see is that I think when he played for Roosters, he had some games off the bench. Maybe it's for a bit of a... Maybe they think he can do that impact kind of role, like a utility impact role. For me personally, I think he's better as a starter, but if that's what PNG thinks best for their team, who knows, right? What could happen? I think the sky's the limit for the future of PNG, potentially, with their young players coming through. That Voro's got so much potential, and so does Cooper Bai in particular. Cooper Bai will not be on your bench forever. He will be in the starting team in no time. Just watching the chip here. Anyway, shout out to all our PNG and Fiji viewers. Taking a pause and play right now, legends, between Fiji and PNG. There was a bit of a leg pull there. And we play on here. First tackle for Fiji here. They're about 25 out from the try line on PNG's end. For those who aren't actually able to watch the game and are listening to my amazing commentary, Fiji are attacking from the left of your screen to the right, where they're going to ground the ball, on the right side of your screen. And PNG, it's the vice versa, the opposite of it all. And speaking of which, of the opposites of it all, opposites attract, errors and no errors. All right, no errors from PNG, errors from Fiji. And there you go. They attract together. Fiji knock the ball on there. Slippy hands. Well, I didn't see the wobble, actually, but yeah, no, there's the wobble. There's the wobble. Yeah, okay. Fiji, there you go. And here come PNG on the own 20. Mate, this was an incredible opportunity from Fiji that goes begging now. Goodness me. Absolutely devastating there for Fiji. Over to the right. On another day, getting a facial like that may have resulted in a penalty for Fiji too. Unlucky for them. Over to the left. Looking to loop around here. PNG. If they get the first try in this half, well, curtains. Absolutely. Like, the curtains aren't just closed. They're locked up neatly. If Ridakama was playing Fiji up 70... I like the idea of that, legend. You're right. Ridakama, bro. He was the difference, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Buller. Here we go. They find the offload. No. PNG. Oh, you silly billies. You hand Fiji something to cheer about. An error from PNG off of a shore runway for an attacking set of a try. And on the 40, they lose the ball. Goodness me, PNG. Cooper Bai, that was a brilliant offload there. Brad sometimes in the chat, as we feed in the scrum here, says, and I wasn't even going to watch because Freddie the Putter was talking about Buller and giving props to Wakem. That's why I didn't even put on the match. That's fair enough, legend. That's fair enough, Brad, mate. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? All right, when Freddie and the paddle are talking about that kind of stuff, I probably would switch off too, legend. I would probably switch off too if I wasn't streaming. Cheers to Brad. Shout out to him, the most relatable viewer in the chat. Hopefully this update for you is enough, though. Even Kickhouse is NRL Galvin. Nah, bro. Galvin's Kickoff wasn't gonna. Kickoff pulled himself out, legend. And Fiji and PNG with a bit of push and shove there. How am I going to join? What you mean? How are you going to subscribe, Paul? How do you subscribe? You hit that. Button underneath the videos that says SUBSCRIBE, I think. And if you're or Or if you're asking how to watch the game, unfortunately, I can't do that, legend. You can only listen to me talk about it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be straight up with you now. Yeah, because he was getting married, which is a fair reason, legend, but it's a shame that he couldn't get into this game. Kick-out would be a huge difference in a game like this, where Fiji's lacking those big hits that PNG are just piling on them right now. Making their way through the tackle count here. Sebastian says, watch. Unfortunately, legend, I can't show the game here, legend. All right. But you can always check it out on Channel 9, Fox League, all that. I'm sorry that, I understand there's some people that just simply want to be able to watch it, but I don't have a way for you, legend. I don't have a way for you, I'm sorry. But we have a try for Fiji. Kayo with it, potentially here. And with the bunker decision pending here, we may have ourselves a double for the Parramatta Eels player. A true star at the moment for them. Hit the donation tab to join. I'm with Brad. Hit the donation tab. Hit it. Pay me. Let's do it. Brad, that's a real one right there. Mate, he's doing what you mods don't do. I'm just remembering him getting binned for the softest touch on Moses this year. Oh man, well they missed things against us too. I felt like in that Bulldogs game where that happened, there was a couple things missed that were against Para too. But that's bias showing, legends, isn't it, from TJC? That's big old bias from TJC. Being a bit of a muppet about it. I can be honest when there's probably a bit of bias in my opinion. Watching Johnston in real time. It was off Johnston. I think that this could be a try for Fiji. Play on at this stage. I think it's a try if it's play on. Because he gets it, and then he just neatly flops down. Yeah. Ball's grounded. They clear the play. It's good. Okay. From 30-0 down, it's going to become 30-10 here. And Katoga single-handedly is putting Fiji back on the map. And the crowd goes wild here for Fiji. I say that as literally none of the PNG supporters there are cheering. Yeah, it's an all PNG crowd. It must be a really frustrating, and I mean this is an awesome way. This must be a terrifying stadium to play at if you're the opposition, in a way, because I guess the passion from PNG would be unreal. If you were trailing to the degree that Fiji are, it would probably be really rough, even considering that comeback. He's scored 85% of his career kicks now. Wakeham from the sideline to hit it between the posts and make it 12. They're still a bit away from that incredible fairy tale level comeback, but it would be 2 points closer to it. And they miss it. They completely miss it. There we go. Completely missed. Made an absolute Muppet show of it. And it is 12. It's no longer going to be 12-30. It'll remain 30-10 there. Fiji. Oh my God. PNG on top right now. And as I do a couple click settings for the stream to make sure it keeps going smoothly for you, legends, we look ready for a big kick here from PNG to set things off again. And on the 10-meter line, Fiji just running forward. Cooper Byer wraps it up nicely there. With 2 minutes to go, we've just a bit to go. Don't know why the commentator said 2 minutes to go there. That's right, legends. Channel 9's commentator said 2 minutes to go. It's a lot more than 2 minutes to go. We've got 31 minutes to go, legends. I don't know. I think he had a bit of a brain explosion there. At about 1:05, 1:10 a.m., we're going to be going live for the game between England and Australia in the Ashes, by the way, legends. Shout out to that. Over to the left here, down the middle here. Dream Buller. Buller forward, onto fifth tackle now. Back to right. Clearance in the air from Fiji. And PNG collect the ball neatly here. Now over to the 20. Probably nothing silly there as Maro. Here he goes! Here he goes! Absolutely brilliant there to open things up. He gets to the 30. Anyways, King 2009 Hayne played or 2011 12 Ben Barber. Going with Hayne played all the... Actually, Hayne played, but far out. I don't think that's fair, Legend. I'm going with Hayne played because of a bias. They're both great. They're both unbelievable. Lost talents there. Lost talents. Wasted potential here. Forts TJC, a peasant pass, Broncos. I talked about this before the game, Legend, in depth, but you probably weren't there, which is all good, Legend. It's all good. People can jump in at any point during the stream. For me personally, I do think Broncos win out a lot more in it, but I also understand why Para's going for the deal. Para's not going for the deal. By the way, PNG with an awkward pass there, but they'll get the ball. Para's not going for that deal because, we want to be the sons of the Broncos. So I'm sure someone like you would say we are, King Julian. No, we're going for him to fill in a spot for a year until our very hyped up young halves are ready to potentially make their way into that 5'8" spot. And that's Lorenzo Talatina. I think we've also got another young one coming through as well. And then Joe Ash as well. Maybe give him a full year developing that 5'8" spot. It's definitely not your normal type of deal. It feels very loanish for a permanent signing. And I get why Broncos will feel like they're the only winners here. But Para do win in their own way. For me personally, like the initial sound of the deal wasn't something I was happy with. But I can live with it with the idea that what Riles has put on the table. For me personally, I wouldn't call it my perfect signing, but I'll live with it. I'm happy with it as long as he gives his all for the Eels jersey for that 1 year. And if he doesn't, so be it. We'll put other players in, It is what it is. But I think he's got a great opportunity at the Broncos coming up in his near future. PNG here on third tackle. They've made it all the way to Fiji's 10-meter line here, thanks to a penalty. Now to the left, DeBellin, Lamb, and it's too easy! It's too easy for PNG! He leaps into the crowd with joy! What a marvellous boy! I like it, soy! And we have liftoff! Absolutely brilliant! He's a statement I have made so much in this game, but it has never been truer than in that moment there. 34-10 now. Unfortunately for Fiji, it just keeps going PNG's way. I feel like if you ask that question, Galvin, at another stage, different people would have different opinions. Benny Barber for me. Fair enough, Legend Brad. He was absolutely electrifying, I feel like I probably do pick Barber if I'm not they were exceptional times from both of them, and they're both talents that could have been anything that were lost. They should have been the big players of that era, but they didn't end up being the case. Oh, I love the random Para fan in the crowd too. There's a couple random Para fans there. Didn't even realize Wakeham was allowed to play. I was a bit surprised to see Wakeham's name on the term sheet too, Legend, but we live with it. We keep going. It doesn't really matter. I mean, look what you've done. Look how this has gone anyways for PNG, but I was very surprised to read Wakeham's name. I didn't expect to be commentating Wakeham because of, as you said, the booger sugar. 34-10 now. Here's the big question. Do they hit 40 in this game? Do they genuinely hit 40? Because for me now, Fiji are fighting for pride. Reece Martin slots it in. Yep. So do they hit 40? That would mean, do they get another try? Is there another try in this game for PNG? Or are we done with it here? Is that the wrap-up of it all, guys? Will PNG not get another? And will any other tries that happen all be Fiji? And if so, will they all be Katogo? Because I think the answer will be yes in that way. And 36-10 is the scoreline. Thank you so much to everybody who's liked and subbed in this stream here. It's been a great bit of growth today, hitting 5.3k. And well done there from PNG. Lightning fast there. Sidestep there. Shout out to Nixon Putt for his try before and that collection there. He is on fire in the last couple of minutes, Nixon Putt. A name that makes me think of like golf, but what a player. He's anything but a golf player to look at. Cooper Bye. Fly Sport. I swear you'd think he was Superman, the way he goes right through the defensive line every single time. Plenty of try scorers today for PNG here as they get the 40 on Fiji's end. DeBellin. Lamb with a very long pass. Lamb is on the field. Gets it over to Detoy here. And Detoy wrapped up by the legs here. And Valame there. We kick low. PNG, there is a lot of chase on this. Fiji might be forced into a dropout if they're not too careful. But all the PNG players run past them. The defense is crazy. What were they doing? Really switched off there, PNG. And Fiji take prime advantage there and get some good meters. No dropout for you, they say. Fiji over to the right. Couple steps down the middle now. Maria being called offside. Down to the right. Fiji with speed here. You put rockets on his shoes, you couldn't tell the difference with how quick they run. Valame there. Tard Milne with the sidestep here. I'm convinced Tard Milne could play anywhere, Legends. He's like a Mitch Orbison or Kurt Mann. A slip. Fresh legs off the bench potentially coming. Wakeham. And down the middle here. Fiji's looking for the pass. And is that off a PNG player? But it's backwards. So it's okay. He's not happy. He's saying knock on. And they're going, nope, it ain't a knock on, buddy boy. It ain't a knock on, buddy boy. Sorry, boy. I know you wanted that, but it ain't coming. Finds the offload. Stepping forward, and the big forward thinks he's a back. Straight to the A defender, Robert Matthias. Over to the 30 now. It's a good tackle there on the legs. Over to the 45. They're right behind that halfway line now. 2 tackles left in the set. DeBell and Cooper Bye, and Bye just takes it there on the halfway line there. On the white line he lands there. And with a quick kick there, PNG over to the right. It's tucking and rolling. It's ducking and going here. Through the tunnel, the light gleams. And out comes Dream Muller, the dream itself. They say you see a bright light before a long dream. Did we see it there? Dream Muller. Fiji. Down the right. PNG, they just have a big, hard-working defense right now. I will say that it felt like the second try was a lot softer than what I've seen in this game, but even so, PNG can't be told that they haven't been the dominant force. Wakeham. And he can't go over to the left as it would be ruled an obstruction. Milne. And they go back to Valame here. Valame through the right. And Valame wrapped up. 5th tackle now. 70 meters gained by Fiji in a singular set. Might have jumped the gun here on the chase here, Fiji. I was wondering if they were a little offside potentially. But they're okay apparently. And that was a good run from the Kummels here. Kummels over to the 30. There's over 12,000 in the house, and they're all going to be mighty happy in this game here. Back over to the left here. Over around here. Championship. Really. I'm just doing some research here. Boom. All right, Fiji held on the 40 here. Shout out to all 50 of you watching. Appreciate every single one of you, all right? Make sure you hit that sub if you haven't yet. As we keep moving forward here, Fiji, we got a question from Brad. Remember, Legends, we do read every single comment on the stream here as Fiji get a penalty. He asks, is it true there won't be a promo/relegation match? I'm not so sure, Legend. I haven't actually gotten word on that. Honestly, I wish I could tell you. I could tell you, man. I thought there would have been, Legend, but maybe there won't be. If it's not scheduled, then I guess we won't have it. But interesting. Very interesting. Maybe they'll just add it last minute. Pacific Championships, internationals. Would have thought there would be. But Cook Islands. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Legends. There's 53 people. There's 53 people in this stream, and I just called. Oh my God. I just called Fiji Cook. Okay. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve you. Fiji, here they go with a player of the ball here after PNG lose Maria. Finds the offload here. Couple steps here. Down the middle now, Fiji. Barbe with good defense here. Reese Martin leads the line by, and they take off a little too early down the left there. I'm very surprised that nothing came of that in this one here. I could have thought that would be signs of danger coming up for them. Short from Fiji here, and it opens up too neatly for them. Fiji have a try again on the board, and this time it's not from a Parramatta Eel. This time it's from their number 15, Solomon Sakuru. 36-14. He just spotted that little bit of a gap, and it made all the difference in the world. One thing I've liked about Barty in the last 5 or 6 minutes is just the way that they've bounced back. You know, the way that they've tried to find those little gaps. They've been doing essentially what they lacked in the first half in a heavy way, outside of just defense. I feel like defense has been whatever. It's definitely been better than the start of the first half. I'll give them that much. Point is, they've had an improved second half. But you could also argue, does that account for much when PNG also probably already know the kind of lead they have? You know, maybe they don't have to they took off the pedal a little. But that doesn't take away from the efforts Fiji is showing also in its own way. It's a bit complicated like that, isn't it? The way that you view it. And Wakeham scuffs it to the sideline a little bit, and it'll remain 14. 36-14 now is the score. Can't wait for it. Absolutely brilliant stuff this has been. We have 20 minutes left in the second half, by the way, Legends. Make sure to stick around and keep enjoying if you haven't. Do you have Rugby League 26? Of course I have Rugby League 26, Legend. Love Rugby League 26 in its own way. It's a pretty broken game, but it's it's a new game. That's something. I believe even with kick out on that edge, I don't think he'd do much. He does tend to be underwhelming when he plays against PG. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I do feel like, I don't know if many players were saving you from a game like this. PNG are playing some of their best footy they've ever played. I do feel like it would be better with him, Legend. I feel like you'd have a bit more of that player that will assert himself into the game with him. But I do agree with you overall with the comment that I do not believe that he would have changed it from being a less than pleasing scoreline anyways. He doesn't make that big of a difference. Right? He makes a difference, but he doesn't make that big of a difference. This level of difference he does not make. I bet the Eels are still in a premiership drought for your career mode. Nah, bro. We won the we won the comp, and then I was done with it. I won the comp, and then I was done with it, Legend, pretty much. I believe it was Riley Smith ran through the middle in my 2027 grand final between the Eels and the Tigers. Yes, that's right. The Eels and the Tigers. That was a funny thing. And I wasn't even playing on the easiest difficulty. I was playing on like the second hardest or something, I think. I don't fully remember the names. It's been a bit since I've booted up that game now. How come Fiji are losing this game? I don't know, man. But what I do know is that PNG are in again. It's 40 as he crosses his fingers for the try. Absolutely brilliant from PNG International. Cobbles is number 2. Dudley, the toy. And the bunker's going to make the big decision here on this one. Fiji just letting you down, bro. They're letting you down, man, Silas. Peter in the chat says, has PNG got off to sleep? We thought it would be a century score, but looking in the other direction. It is, man. It is. They have gone to sleep, bro. They've got their they've had their night time and they're going nap, 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 nap. But even going nap, 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 they've had a night terror and attacked Fiji while they've been asleep anyways. Question is on the grounding, it seems, with this one. He got it. It was very close. Definitely very close there. I'm sure we're going to see a try! PNG have got 40 on the board. It's not what we thought they would be getting with how high they were flying earlier, but it's still absolutely brilliant there. And you just love to see how happy the crowd is. You just love to see how happy they are. Over the moon with it all. It was 26 tries in 22 games for the Townville Blackhawks. Reese Martin here to show Wakeham how it's done. Lacing up the boots to slot it in from the side here. When you're in a lead, it's better to manage the game. Absolutely, it's better to manage the game, man. If you're in a lead, you don't want to lose too much out of it, right? Fitness and all that. Yeah, I think so, Will. I think so, Will. I'm pretty sure. I'd say I'm about 90% sure about that being the case next week, Legend. Reese Martin from the sideline here. It feels like I've said that a lot today, but they've just scored so many tries, Legends. Give me a break. To make it 42. Oh, it's good. It's got it. It's got it. He's somehow got it. He somehow got that. 42-14. He aimed for the camera, saw the camera, went, nah, here we go, through the middle. Who do you think Eels will play round 1? It'll be a big game, Legend. It'll be a big game, I reckon. It'll be somebody that we don't vibe with at all. I couldn't tell you exactly who I'm certain it'll be, but it'll be interesting whoever we get. You know, will it be Manly? Will it be Storm? Will it be, they're no stranger to giving Para a big rivalry game to open up a year. They've done it before in the past, Legend. I mean, I've been a victim of watching some terrible losses to some huge Parramatta Eels rivals in the past that I've really hated to have to witness, but it is how it is. You can't really move around it. I'd say I'd like to verse a Manly or something round 1, I guess. Over to the right, and of course win. A Newey Knights wouldn't be too bad, but I don't think they'll do that round 1. I think they'll do that in a round 2 or 3, personally. Jack DeBellin, down to the left. Feel free to share your ideal first ones too here. And Morrow stayed with it. Didn't look for the pass. The fifth tackler remains 42. Do the rules of the NRL apply to the internationals? If they concede 50, does that mean that they can't win at all? Over to the left. A step above the rest is all you got to be. And that's PNG at the moment. My curiosity in the future with PNG will be to see if they continue down this route of Lachlan Lamb coming off the bench or not. Because that was a very unexpected call that they made in this game. That was a knock on from PNG from Fiji, in my opinion. I'd say double knock on PNG's ball personally on the 20-meter line. All right, just to lose 26-8. Oh, I remember that game. I loved that game. I loved every second of that game, legend. It's okay, man. It's okay. You did the double over us this year. Though that first game versus us was very close, man. It was very, very close. All right. PNG, just as I thought, with the feed and the scrum here. With 14 minutes and a half on the clock. PNG just managing the game well here. Back around Maria. Almost down the middle here. Maria goes down. Edwin and Pape. To the right now. Cooper by. That was a bit of a liable pass. I'm not going to lie to you, but we'll take it. We'll take it, legends. We'll take it. Why not? Why the heck not? We would have done the triple, but you guys don't know how to make finals. We'll see, mate. We'll see. Next year's a new year, mate. Next year's a new year. Honestly, it felt like playing finals, the level of difference we made to ourselves compared to the last year with the spoon ball. We went well beyond that this year. Can PNG go beyond that? Absolutely brilliant. 46-14. PNG. They just keep putting on the numbers. And they're going to want to hit 50 before the end of this one. 46 won't be enough, bro. Absolutely incredible there from PNG's number. Oh my God, just absolutely brilliant there. Let's watch it again here. Down the right, it goes to the 15, and Robert Matthias, down a center level position, scores the try. And they slot it in nicely there, looking to make it 48 in just a second here. PNG doing everything right in this game, managing it well. Fiji just unable to stop it. And he makes Sunya Taruva look like silly Sunya. You just got to love how wild the crowd goes too about that one too. If you don't go and love how the crowd's reacting there, then you just ain't a rugby league fan, in my opinion. That is incredible. While still on your team, Eels, why did Tonga put Iogi at 6 when he is so young and have no experience in the halves? Look, I wouldn't be shocked in the near future. Okay, trust me here. I'm very close about Para. I wouldn't be shocked if Iogi in the future was ever given a shot, seeing how it would go at 5'8". We tried it versus South Sydney and it didn't really work out, legend. So we did a lot of things this year, actually, to test things out. For me personally, I think he's a firm out and out. He's a great fullback. And I feel like we just got to accept that. But I think Tonga did it because they didn't want to change their fullback, Hopawati. To be fair, though, Hopawati can play wing. Like, I don't fully get it either, man. But that's the decision they went with. And it's a goal! 8 out of 8. For Reese Starton Martin. And he's just too much for anyone to be able to contain. He's a sizzle with no fizzle to be put out. He won't be falling flat anytime soon. And silly Sonja. Fiji now kicking us off again here. Bro, what a game this has been, legends. It's a bit short there, but PNG, that's a bit of slip over. PNG. Over to the right here. And I thought it was going to end up with Cooper By. Instead, it ends up in with a different big forward there for PNG, none other than their number 10, Valentine Richard. Over to the halfway. Almost around here. PNG, they keep moving with it. They like to move it, move it. They like to move it, move it. They like to move it. Running, running. They like to move it, move it. They like to move it, move it. And oh! Maroa, no! They found it. He was straight through there. Should have just kept going. And PNG let a chance go begging. That's not something I've said much today. That was a funny shot there, Maria. Now here they go, PNG. Giving the ball back to Fiji for defense. And it looks like Tan Milne's going to be coming back onto the field here. Would have been a double try scorer if he held on with that one today, but he didn't. And here's Fiji, Jareem Muller. Got 4 last time he played. I highly doubt in the next 10 minutes he's going to get 4 in this one. But, hey, surprises are welcome. I would love that. A bit of fun in this game, eh? Bit of a flat patch. Sidestep. Run through the middle now here. And we move with it here. Great stuff. Just wait till you see Jack playing for Para. He's going to be even better legends than he already is. Almost around here. PNG, get him down. Good high kick here. Over to the right now. And on the 20, it bounces back around here. It's a bit awkward there. Fiji, get it. Katoga, and he puts in a kick. How often does he put in a kick? Not often. I don't think he even did it for Para last season, really. And we got a run here. PNG wrap up with the ball. Brad says, "Is my brother in Commonwealth. Could you recap the tries in this half? In this half, legend, I got you, bro. I got you. All the try scorers in this half. All right. Our try scorers in this half have been Katoga, Solomon Sakuru, Nixon Putt, Dudley DeToy, and Robert Matthias, with Reece Martin getting a bunch of goals. As for the last half, we have Maria, Edwin Apape, Nane McDonald, and Reece Martin, with Cooper By wrapping up that first half. Incredible stuff all around there. All-rounders, as we say. Held down. Hopefully they replace the fullback. Man was playing below average. AJ making his debut, right? Absolutely, legend. The fullback was below average, and they are replacing him with AJ. Yes, I think AJ's a huge in for England in that second game, and I can't stress that enough. I'm going to be talking about that before the game too. When we jump onto that stream, I will be heavily discussing AJ Brimson and all of that. Absolutely, legend. He is a huge in for them, and I feel like England would have been giving up the series to not have him there. It was definitely a terrible performance in that. Well, below average performance in that fullback kind of defensive position last week from them. Can't wait for that, legends. We will be streaming that. Game 2 Ashes, legends, for those just tuning in. Navale stepping around here. Going on around it, Martin. Finds the short pass. And the pass hits the mark here. Oh, and it's out of play. Good one there by Matthias. On the call back, and that could just be a loose carry there that they call. Sunya Taruva not happy. He's telling the referee that he wants a challenge, I think. There's definitely a lot of numbers. Matthias is just making a tackle there, though. I don't know what they can really have a go at them about. Captain's challenge, though. Let's get ready for me to be proven outdated and just wrong. Seeing who the ball goes out of. Watching.
That's a check. We're fine with that. Katoga has the ball. The ball touches the right hand of Nane McDonald and then goes into touch, is the call. Yeah, okay. There's a little bit of a reaction. There is a little bit of a reaction there, yes. And there we go. They found the angle, Todd Smith, and it's going to be Fiji's ball from right in front here. Just go for the try, right? Play for your pride. Play for your dignity. I don't know how they didn't pick Preston. I know what you mean, Galvin. I know what you mean. They probably should have picked Preston, but it is what it is. I personally like, and I say it with the utmost respect, I personally just don't rate Hudson Young on the representative stage. I think he's great for Raiders, but I just don't rate him on the representative stage, and that's just my opinion. Like I could play as good as Hudson Young does, but that's how I feel. Well, out the back here to the left, Taruva. Here we go. Created opportunity. AJ ain't going to get a try, is he? I don't think he is, Vegeta. Sorry, man. I don't think he's going to get a try. We'll see. I welcome it. He can try. He can try and get a try. But I don't think he's going to get one, Legend, with 6.5 minutes on the clock. Fiji on the attack on the 10. Fourth tackle. Harms combining. Well, that's going to be 6 again, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's fifth tackle. Not played at. Not played at's the call. Fifth tackle here on the 20. Fiji. Clearing in the air here. Over to the left now. And on the 10, Fiji. Batted back here. Nicely brought them. Tane Milton on. No. Navale knocks the ball on here for Fiji. And they've lost as many chances for themselves as they've given PNG. And despite both winning by, in the end, a good margin over Cook Islands, one has proven supreme over the other. Really good. The problem, I think the Titans keep shuffling AJ about. He just needed to be locked in. Oh, yeah, no. I couldn't agree more, man. For me, I'm with you on this, Legend. AJ Brimson is, for me, his best position's fullback, firstly. But secondly, I feel like Titans are wasting that kind of opportunity. And the problem is that they have 3 really good first-grade fullbacks in their team. That's the problem, that they're trying to shuffle around to fit into the team. But Brimson, bro, if he could just be confirmed as a fullback, I think he'd absolutely fly for the Titans. And he's going to be that kind of player that sits down Australia at points in the game. They needed a player with that kind of speed and ability that can do something from nothing, like what Walsh does for Australia. Not to the same degree, but they need a player that can enforce like that, as you said. And that is AJ. That's good. Good. He can be a distributor, pass around, bro. All that good stuff. I think he's exactly what they need, at least. They just fell flat in areas of that first game, especially just they were out defended. They were out. They were out like they just didn't have that individual stuff in them. Like while it's a team game, I feel like sometimes with those kind of free game tournaments you need something like that. Wakeham to Tarnmeld here with the big hit here. Tarnmeld. There's 4 minutes on the clock here with the short pass. Moves around here. And you just got to give yourself up there here, running into the line. Down he goes onto the ground here, the number 17. Out to the left. Wakeham. And there's the change of direction there for Katoga here. Navale finds the pass here through the middle now. They're inside the red zone again, the danger. Quick, but not quick enough. Fiji over to the right here. And that's got to be a try. That's a nice try. A lovely try there from Semi Valamat. Yeehaw! In reference to his last NRL team. And it's hard to not just say, good job, Fiji. Good job. You got another on the board. 18-48 now. Just 30 points to go, legends. Just 30 points to go. And last try wins. Last try wins. Last try wins, legends. Absolutely last try wins. Come on, PNG. You gotta bounce back now. We all know that that's how it works. The last try scorer is the winner in every game. He's always the winner every single time, the last try scorer. Wake him now. From the side. He's got 1 out of 3 today. An 82% career kicking rate. Wake him. Pulling the pass. Pulling the kick as well here. It curbs around now. And he is not having a good day when it comes to his shooting boots. It's been a bit of a disappointing match from him, to be honest. It's been a disappointing performance from a lot of Fiji players. But what can you do, right? That's how it ends. That's how the cookie crumbles. And PNG, they've got an amazing day to remember as we look back on it. 2 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock. We'll be enjoying every moment of it here, legends. The absolute breakers. We've had some amazing moments. Is Micah Sevo the headless chicken play? Well, I'd answer that, but firstly, unfortunately, it can't be Sevo. He's not playing. But secondly, well, actually, I could argue it could be worse if Sevo was playing Tottenham. I could argue it could be worse if he was, but no. If you're talking about the wings, maybe Taruva is who you're talking about, legend, or Dream Muller, Valame. There's a couple backline players that could be Sevo, that aren't doing it. They just ain't doing it to the right degree. Honestly, you could argue the whole Fiji team is running around with their heads off, except maybe Katoga. He did get a double after all. And we've got a player on the ground here. $10 shillings says that it's the power player. Oh my God, I'm up 10 shillings. Katoga on the ground there. They're going to have to review this one. Capinius there, is that what they're looking at? The little twist there that he does? Potentially. Well, he drops to the ground before. Para's going to be hoping this isn't long term. PNG already celebrating. The clock may be paused, but it just means more time for them to start cheering on and partying, right, legends? The more the merrier, they say, right? The more the merrier, the more. I don't even think that's a song. I think I just made that up. I tend to do that sometimes, legends. It's kind of how it goes here with TJC. I do my own thing. I do my own rocking and rolling. Yeah! And now Fiji, they do get given the penalty here. Just behind the halfway line. And oh my God, they knock it on. Oh my God, they knock it on. Fiji. Shocking pass to Donahue there. And I just want, can somebody give me amnesia for just the last 30 seconds? Please. Somebody give me amnesia. Actually, the last minute because it's a power player injured. I need amnesia, legends. Please. I beg for it. Goodness me. Disappointing there from Donahue. And it gives the Kumals to send themselves home a happy camper with 50. Well, it'd be 52, but close enough, right? PNG Kumals now. Had enough of the chirp here, Adam, and there we go. It's a penalty. Lachlan Lamb having a bit of a laugh about it all here. And it looks like it's just going to be a flat-out penalty where they're going to gain meters. And it looks like they're going for the 2. They're going for the 2. They're going for the 2, legends. Are you kidding me? It's absolutely goodness. I'll be here to hear you commentate it by night. Okay. What time's the Ashes? Well, I don't know what time it is. It's around 1 in the morning, where at least for my time. So it depends on where you ask from what side of the world. You know what I mean? But like for us, for Australia, it will be at 1. It'll be at 1:30. I think. Is it 1:15? It starts. Give me a second. I should know. I have the stream up. What am I doing, legends? I should know. Yeah, it starts at 1:30. We're going to go live at around 1:15, 1:20. All right, that's kind of the goal with us. And then we'll go from there. But if you're there, legend, you're there. If you're not, you're not. I way highly appreciate your view during the stream today, legend. And to anybody else who may be a newer viewer of the channel, consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell to know every single time we are live or upload. You can also turn off notifications and just sub, but I'd appreciate it a lot here. From in front here, they got 50. They've got 50, and that wraps it up. Full time here. And what a way to top off a great day. PNG have bested Fiji 50-18. You heard that right. 50-18. 50 as in 50 viewers, 54 viewers actually, that are watching right now. Absolutely unbelievable. 55, absolutely unbelievable stuff there from the Kugels. They absolutely destroyed Fiji in this one here. At the end of the day, Fiji just simply not being able to live up to what was expected of them in this one. They went into this as big favourites, and in the end, it just was not quite, nowhere near enough, nowhere near good enough for their abilities, and PNG come out on top in this one. For those of you who didn't get to watch the game, or maybe tuning into the stream a little late, the try scorers for this game were Morea, Edwin Apape, Nane McDonald, Reece Martin, and Cooper Bai. We also had a try from Kutoga in the first half. Moving over to the second half, Nixon Pott, Dudley DeToy, and Robert Matthias scored, with tries from Kutoga, Solomon Sakura, and Semi Balame for Fiji as well, respectively there. PNG too good against Fiji, as Michael Green Driver says. Hi, legend. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the stream, mate. Good to have you here. In terms of notable players from that game there, as much as I cheer him on, I'm not actually going to say for her. I'm going to say Pape improved upon last week. I don't think he had the best game versus Cook Islands legends, but this week, wow. He gained meters. He served them well. He put some great assists on, got himself a try. Very good game from the Lay Leopards, man. And Valentine Richard did all right down the prop position. I thought there was some great moments in the attack from Morea and Nane McDonald. Dudley DeToy got his try, as much as I think most people would have thought Johnston would get it. That didn't end up happening. If anything, Johnston did something he's been criticised for in the past and actually put up some good defensive numbers in this game, in my opinion, at least from the bird's eye view. Brad in the chat says, let's go, what Tux. Let's go, what Tux. Fiji at least got on the scoreboard. They'll be back better for sure. GG's. Absolutely. GG's to both teams. I hope you all had an amazing time during this stream here today, legends, or tonight, depending on where you are. It'll be tonight and today, technically. I mean, when we do the Ashes, which, by the way, we are doing, legends. So make sure that you show some love to that stream, all right, by hitting the like button and turning on notifications for it. I hope to see some of you when we are live for that one, because that's going to be a very, very fun stream. I can't wait for it. The Ashes, it's been 22 years since it was on. Game one was fun enough, especially as an Aussie. Hopefully the second game can live up to expectations and be much closer even, right? Give us something to get even more talking about here. I think one thing we can get from this game is that PNG showed that they have a great future ahead of them. All right. I think that's one thing we could get from this. PNG showed that they have a great future ahead of them here in this one. Whether you are a PNG supporter or not, I find it really hard for you to be able to argue with me that that's not the case when they've got players like Cooper, bloody by coming through. Absolutely brilliant stuff from him. You're going to be going to Bulls vs. Wanderers. Good for you, Michael. Enjoy that game, legend. Anyways, that's me. Wrapped up for today, legends. Thank you very much. All right. Hit that like button, sub, all that good stuff. I'll see you for the Ashes game. Any of you that are there, can't wait for it. Feel free to say hi. And also, let me know who you're supporting, and feel free to mention that you were in this stream as well, because I love particularly my loyal viewers. Let's go, legends. Congratulations, PNG. Party all day and night. Good on you, legends. Party. We're gonna party. Appreciate you.